This is the Jafora Fox Show. Let's talk business. It's my passion to help others be great, to help them with the tools and strategies they need to make a difference in their life. Values of my show is to spotlight entrepreneurs, to give the entrepreneurs an opportunity to share their business. Authors, business consultants, makeup artists, musicians, pastors, teachers. My father passed away because I was 3 years old. He was a business proprietor. He was an entrepreneur himself. To be able to spotlight an entrepreneur with their journey and helping others to inspire, encourage, empower, and uplift them. Make sure you follow yours truly on YouTube and Facebook. Hello. God bless you, and welcome to the Jafora Fox Show. Let's talk business. I am your host, Jafora Fox, and I am so excited on tonight, as I am every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So you want to mark your calendars for every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. You don't want to miss the Jafora Fox Show. So if you're tuning in tonight, tag your friends, your family, making sure that you are sharing the Jafora Fox Show. Have an amazing guest on tonight, a dynamic woman of God who has done some amazing things, is doing some amazing things. So soon you will hear from Dr. Madeline and Lewis. So stay tuned. Make sure you have your pen and paper out to take notes and ask questions. I am the CEO of Jafora Fox Inc. And if you would like to have some services that I do offer, which is as a business strategist and a transformational coach, also a motivational speaker, and I teach the online course, Financial Literacy Education and How to Start Your Own Business. And I'll talk more about my Financial Literacy Education course shortly. So you can go to my website, which is www.jaforafox.com, and then you'll be able to schedule a free consultation by going to my website. So schedule your free consultation on my website. And then calling all entrepreneurs. If you are an entrepreneur and you would like to be a guest on the Jafora Fox Show, you can do that on my website also. You just click on that link that says be a guest, complete the registration form, upload your picture, and I will be in contact with you. So you were going to go to that. You see services, you see that free consultation, and then ensure that you do schedule your appointment by clicking on that date and the time. And so you can schedule your free consultation. And you also can do that on my website for if you want to be a guest on the show. So if you want to be a guest, that link is up there at the top. It just says be a guest. And you click on that and complete the information. So calling all entrepreneurs, if you know someone that is an entrepreneur and they would like to be a guest on the show, you can refer them as well as yourself. So thank you so much. I'm always so honored and excited to spotlight entrepreneurs on the show. And then if you would like to ask a question, please put a Q before that so that we'll know that that is your question. If you have a question for the guest for tonight. So I'm going to see who is here joining us on tonight. But before I do that, don't forget to share, right? Share. Put shared in the comments. And thank you so much in advance for sharing, because as I always say, sharing is caring, and you'll be able to win a prize. So hello, Phyllis. God bless you. Thank you so much for joining the Jafora Fox Show. Let's talk business. Hi, Yvonne. Thank you. And thank you so much for sharing. So don't forget to put shared in the comments. Good evening, Evelyn. God bless you. Happy Thursday. And Evelyn, thank you so much for sharing. So tag others. Let them know that the Jafora Fox Show is on. Hi, Stephanie. Thank you so much for sharing. Definitely want to make sure that your name is in the drawing so that you can win a book that Dr. Madeline and Lewis has written. It's definitely going to help you help you advance your life, encourage you, inspire you in whatever area, career that you're in. You don't have to necessarily be an entrepreneur to be able to allow her book and information to help you. So at this time, I'm going to bring in our guest, Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis. So God bless you, Dr. Lewis. So thank you so much for being a guest on tonight. Just so honored and excited for you to have you as a guest on tonight. So just briefly now, you can just greet the audience, and then in just a moment, we'll get into the interview.
Well, thank you so much for having me on your platform. It is such an honor to be here, and I'm looking forward to our conversation with you and also any questions that your viewers may have. But thank you again for having me on your platform.
Definitely. You are welcome. And hello to my YouTube watchers as well. So thank you to my YouTube watchers. So say hello, and let us know that you're here, that you're joining us on tonight. And again, thank you. And don't forget, you all, make sure you're tagging others, tag your friends, your families, let them know that the Jafora Fox show is on. And so with that, Dr. Lewis, tell us a bit about yourself.
Wow. Well, as you know, I am the president and CEO of the Executive Women's Success Institute. I'm a native of New Orleans, Louisiana, so I'm a Southern girl. I'm a 22-year Army veteran. I'm an international TEDx speaker and international best-selling author. And I'm also the creator of the online course, Crack the Career Code, Unlock the Amazing Power Within to Lead with Confidence, Charisma, and Credibility. And I'm the host of my own radio and TV show. I'm a career strategist, a trainer, and a business consultant. But most importantly, my mission is to help women to accelerate the path to success. So that would be me in a nutshell.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your service in the military. Appreciate your service. So definitely an awesome, as it's saying, Evelyn is saying that that is awesome. I agree, Evelyn. That is absolutely awesome. And so tell us about your business, the Executive Women's Success Institute.
Well, I started the Executive Women's Success Institute so that women would have a formal environment where they are able to share their thoughts, share their joys, their weaknesses, and in some cases, share their successes. I put together the training that I use within my organization and the seminars because I believe that women really deal with life issues as they, and to show them how to get through certain things that they might face in the workplace. And I believe that my training and my seminars provide ways for women to make adjustments in their behavior, make adjustments in their attitude and their image, and so that they can might be necessary, anything that might be necessary for their career advancement, because that's what I mostly focus on, the women that are trying to get into, those upper level management positions or executive type, get into that C-suite. So in order to do that, they have to have certain behaviors. They have to understand certain behaviors, I should say. Their attitude has to be a certain way. They have to project a certain attitude. And of course, that image is always important. And another thing I started because I had a lot of women coming to me wanting to know how, when I was in the workplace, how I was able to get advance as far as I did, getting promoted. They were coming to me to help them with their resumes, to do mock interviews with them. So, that's why I always say you never know who's watching you, because I had no idea that I had other women watching me as I progressed up the ladder. And because these women started coming to me and asking me to help them, I just decided to try to do this on a larger scale. So that's why I created my company, so that I could be able to help more women to get where they're trying to go.
Awesome, awesome, and definitely a true statement that you never know who is watching. And so
Mhm.
we want to make sure that we're always doing the right things and saying the right things. And I love the mock interviews and the things that you do to help others, because we all need our skills at times strengthened. And so all of the things that you've mentioned about that you've done and accomplished and you will continue to accomplish, talk about overcoming the superwoman syndrome.
You know what? A lot of women, they're just so into that fast pace. They're always running around, rushing around, um, and they so often get caught up in the be all things to all people. And that's what I mean by that superwoman syndrome. They're just trying to do everything for everybody. And while running around on that, like the treadmill of life, so to speak, women may find themselves, breathless, simply breathless, and not um feeling that they have accomplished what they've set out to do, the task that's to the best of their abilities. And for many women, the word good is just not in their vocabulary. They constantly strive to accomplish everything possible in a perfect manner. And we can't always be perfect. But because most women dedicate so much time to other people and projects rather than to themselves, and eventually they tend to pay the price for that. And what I mean is they don't take care of themselves. So if you don't take care of yourself, you can't really help anyone else unless you take care of yourself first. So that's why I tell women all the time, you sometimes they have people pulling at them from all directions. They might be in the workplace, they might have families, they have, the children and all these different things. And I think a lot of women realize that even more during the pandemic, because they were at home, and so then they had to focus on the children that were at home, teaching them and making sure that they were learning and different things like that. So that created a lot for a lot of women. And sometimes you just have, like I said, when you're being pulled in all these different directions, you have to learn sometimes how to say no. And one of my favorite things is that you have to remember that no is a complete sentence. So sometimes you just have to say, no, I can't do that right now. I have another priority. Or maybe say that right now I need to do something for myself, or I need to take care of myself. So I'm not going to be able to handle this for you today. Maybe I could do it tomorrow. I'll let you know. But remember that no is a complete sentence, and you can use it without feeling guilty.
That is awesome. Amazing. Love it, love it, love it. No is a complete sentence. I wanted to reiterate that. It's so much freedom and
Mhm.
liberation for yourself once you discover and be okay with no, and be okay with not taking on so many tasks and doing so many things and
Absolutely.
releasing some things. It's amazing liberation. And I am so happy to have discovered that in my life. It took me a long time. I was that one running around, with chicken with your head cut off, trying to do so many things,
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to accomplish, a lot of things, and having a family and all of that. But
Mhm.
definitely, I got it now. So I'm so excited about what that looks like at this point. But you said some amazing things and talking about, just taking care of yourself. And I
Mhm.
know that's hard to do and to think about, because in this society, in the world, is always about others and about others and about others. And so you're
Absolutely.
not really okay with taking care of yourself, but you definitely can take care of anyone else, like, to your best without
Mhm.
you being taken care of first. So you have definitely provided some amazing nuggets about that overcoming. We want to overcome that superwoman syndrome. And so definitely, I am thankful for that word, no. And so talk about your online course and how you can help others with the title of your online course being Crack the Career Code, Unlock the Amazing Power Within to Lead with Confidence, Charisma, and Credibility. Talk about that online course.
Well, I created the online course, Crack the Career Code. What it is it's an executive leadership course, and it's designed specifically for women who want to fast track their way to success in today's corporate environment. The path to executive leadership for women has many unique challenges, and to earn C-suite level success, women have to develop, hone, and perfect their leadership skills and potential, because sometimes women have skills and abilities that they don't, a lot of times, don't tap into. And so this course will help them to do just that, to tap into some of those skills that they have and don't realize, or maybe they're not even using right now. The course, in the course, they will learn how to discover their purpose, their gifts, and their talents. They'll be able to find that missing something in their lives. They'll also learn how to put their dream career within reach. You may not believe it, but sometimes you can design your own career when you're in the workplace. And a lot of people don't know that. And you have to take charge of that and make sure that you're getting where you want to be. It's also designed to learn you how to be decisive while also assuming the persona of a successful executive, or entrepreneur, because there are some who, when they transition out of the workplace, they go want to be an entrepreneur. It also learned it will help them to learn how to take charge of their personal brand and how to make it work for them. You be surprised how many individuals in the workplace don't understand that they do have a personal brand, and your brand is you. A lot of times, how you carry yourself, the way you dress, the way you speak, the way you do things. When I mentioned doing things perfection, well, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you also want to make sure that when you do something, you're doing it basically in excellence, because you want to be that go-to person. The person, when they can't figure out what to do, they'll say, oh, let's call Jafora because she will know how to do this. So that's what I mean by knowing and taking charge of your personal brand, and how to make it work for you. So those are some of the things that my online course will do. And that course was put together from my experience and also research. And so it walks you through step by step so that it can help you to get through some of the obstacles that you sometimes face in the workplace.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I was thinking when you said call Jafora, I was shaking my head like, no, don't call me. No, I'm joking. No, but you can call me. You really can. But when you said it, I was like, oh boy. But yes, you can call me. I would love to help you. I thought that was so funny to myself.
That's what you want to break out of. You don't want to say no, don't call me, because you want to be the person in that spotlight. You want to be the one that they call because they know you have that experience. They know you have those skills. They know that you have the talent, and that if they call you, it's going to get done. Absolutely. And that's the way that you want them to look at you or think about you.
Absolutely. And I do believe that they do. That was just what I heard it after we talked about saying no. It's like, okay, we moved into,
But
you said that I was so
now you're saying no to these little things that people try to get you to do. I remember when I retired out of the workplace, it's like one of those things where then you got everybody calling you because now they feel like, oh, you're retired, so you're not doing anything. So you can come and bring me here, or you can come and take this here for me, or you can come and maybe go pay one of my bills or something like that. That's what I mean about that. Those are the type of things sometimes that you have to say no to, because just because they don't want to do it and they feel like you don't have anything else better to do, let me just call her and have her do it for me. So that's what I mean about making sure that you say no, because you don't have to take on all these other little things, because you're retired. When I retired, my thought was I wanted to do absolutely nothing. So I don't want to be running around doing everything for everybody. That's not what I wanted to do.
I agree. I definitely agree. So I must put this disclaimer out there for myself. If you do call me, you can absolutely know that the job is going to be done, and it will be done in excellence. So
absolutely,
truly, I am the one that you want to call. So nonetheless, oh, that's funny to me. But talk about your success for women, the radio and TV show that you have as well. Let's hear all about that.
Well, I am so excited about the show because I hosted it. Airs live every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the focus of the show is to help women in the workplace, women in business, and women who aspire to become business owners. It's to help them to live their highest dreams and goals. It also let women know that there are other women out there doing what you might want to do, but you might feel that it's impossible. And the show brings on guests to let women know, when you take action, when you don't give up on yourself, and when you follow through, that nothing is impossible. So that's what my show is all about. Just again, because my mission is to help women accelerate the path to success. And that's what I try to do with my show.
Absolutely. Love that. So we'll take the time now to just see who's joined us. Hi, Sadell. Thank you so much for joining and being a part of the Jafora Fox show. Let's talk business. So please share, and put shared in the comments, because at the end of the show, you'll be able to win a book that Dr. Lewis has. So you don't want to miss. So put shared in the comments. And so at this particular time, I'm going to just take some time to talk to you all about my financial literacy course, which is Financial Literacy Month of April. And we want to make sure that we have our finances in track, that we are utilizing good money management skills. It is so key to have good money management skills and to really practice that and put that into place and allow that to be a lifestyle and a habit for you. So
create the mindset that how you spend your money does matter.
I am Jafora Fox. I am a business strategist as well as a transformational coach.
I got Carmen with me.
Change your money mindset, change your life.
J Fox, you ready?
Yep, let's do this. Having good money management skills is extremely helpful and beneficial in order for you to run your business effectively. The financial literacy course is about how you manage your money.
The structure that I use in my course is the same structure that I use for myself.
You can sign up for this amazing course by going to my website, www.jaforafox.com. You can click on the link that says Financial Literacy Course, complete that registration form, and I will be in contact with you, and we can have that one-on-one and put together a blueprint, a plan of action for you in completing this course.
So you definitely, don't y'all just love that? You know, my youngest son, Jerron, he is so amazingly talented. He wrote the lyrics to the song and sent it over to the producer. He's singing on the song, and I just love that song. Don't y'all just love that song? So send those hearts. I tell you, he just did such an amazing job with helping me put that together. So sign up for the financial literacy course. You can do that by going to my website. And so you want to go to my website, that is www.jaforafox.com, and you'll see where it says the online courses. You click on that financial literacy course there, and you just put your information in, hit submit, and then it will come to me and we'll have that conversation about the course. So you want to just put in your information, and then I will give you a call, because I want to make sure that that's something you actually want to do, because it does take time for you to change your money mindset, to transform your mind about how you spend your money and putting together a budget. And so we'll go through all of that, understanding your personal credit. You want to make sure all of those things are in place and that you are doing and being a good steward over your finances. And we're asking for more, but if you can't manage what you have, then it will be very, very difficult for you to manage more. So that's the financial literacy course. Share it with others. If it's not something you need, talk to your children about finances. Have that conversation and letting them know about spending money. And so that's the financial literacy course. So you can go to my website, and then you want to shop. You can go to my website. I have some apparel. I'll definitely also soon will be putting up some other items on my online store. My online manager will be soon uploading that information and taking care of all of that. So you want to go to the online store. You can do that on my website to shop. And so I'm super excited about adding some other items, and you can get a Jafora Fox shirt. There's a sweatshirt. So be my walking billboard. As Dr. Lewis said, you know, your brand. So this is my brand. I am my brand. And so I'm encouraging you, asking you if you would please go shop and purchase some of my items so that you can be my walking billboard. It is greatly appreciated. And then if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel, you can just go click on the subscribe button to be able to subscribe. You'll see that they're on the website. So you click that, and then you hit subscribe, and then subscribe, and you complete that information so that you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Jafora Fox Show. So share it with your family, your friends, and if you all would please subscribe, and then the mailing list also from on my website, so that you can stay in contact with me with getting information, any updates, and all of that. So you put in your email address and information so that I can have your information. And then if you would like to text us, that yellow button there, you just text me, and then we can communicate through text. Maybe you can't make a phone call, but you're able to text. So we can text. You just put in that information and then send that text, and I'll definitely be able to communicate with you through a text message. And then if you would like to contact me, you can text me, as I said, or you can give me a call at that number. And my email address is the info@jaforafox.com. And so to contact Jafora, you can do that on my website also, as well as call the number or send me an email. So how exciting is that? So go to my website. If you have any questions, concerns, you want to book me for anything, you can do all of that through my website. So thank you all in advance for shopping on my online store. Thank you in advance for tuning in each week to the Jafora Fox Show. Let's talk business. So at this time, I'm going to bring my guest back, Dr. Lewis, back, because she has some other amazing things that she's going to share with us on tonight. And so, Dr. Madeline, talk to us about something I thought that was so amazing, because I think being stuck, and so talk about from frustrated and stuck to freedom and success. What do you mean when you say that?
Well, when I talk about going from frustrated and stuck to freedom and success, what I mean by that is when women have been in a position and they see no way to upward mobility. Normally she can't figure out why her career is not progressing forward. She has no idea what to do next. So through my programs, what we do first is we take a look at the why. Why, she's not moving. What's going on there? Is it because she's gotten lackadaisical, or is it because she needs to improve on or hone some of her skills right now? Maybe she needs to take some speaking classes because her job requires her to do public speaking, but because she doesn't like it, or because it's intimidating to her, she's not really putting forth that effort to really do it. So we figure out how she can move through the obstacles, or most importantly, how she can get out of her own way. Because, sometimes we get in our own way because, again, we doubt ourselves. We don't believe that we can do certain things, even though we know that we're qualified. But sometimes we just have that, in the back of our head, we let that little voice kind of come up with those what ifs. What if I'm not good enough? What if I fail? What if I don't have what it takes? So those are the things that we look at, so that she can kind of move forward from point A to point B. And that's what I mean by going from frustrated and stuck to freedom and success. Because if you don't know what the reason is, then you can't fix the problem. And so that's what we do. We find out what the why is, what that reason is, what's causing that stalemate and or stagnant, causing her to be stagnant. And then we set out to fix it. If they're committed to wanting to move forward, to wanting to move up, then we look at what needs to be done so that they can get to where they're trying to go in their careers.
Absolutely. That is awesome. Stephanie has said, yes, definitely overthinking. We can do that, a tendency to really overthink things and just really, really thinking about stuff that we probably shouldn't be overwhelmed thinking about. But I think that's really, really good, because it will help you from being stuck. And you said the word, would be in our own way, and to be helpful and having those skills and things needed so that we can move out of our own way. But one of the things you mentioned too as well, and the other thing was discover your purpose, gifts, or talents. And I think that's a lot of times where people struggle with, what is my purpose? It's a question, why am I here? What is my purpose? What should I be doing? And involved in doing things that they probably don't really care to do, but they just kind of found themselves in that position, maybe in a stuck place, because they're not really doing their purpose. So what are some of the things that you would suggest if someone, when they're wanting to discover your purpose, your gifts or talents?
Well, first of all, a lot of times women have a lot of knowledge inside of them, a lot of things that they know. And sometimes we just don't know what we know. And because of that, they don't really tap into some of those things that they know, or they just shy away from it, or they, again, like I mentioned earlier, they doubt their abilities. So when you're to discover your gifts and talents, one thing you have to do is not shrink back on yourself. You can't, hide, or you can't be, I guess the word I'm looking for, you have to be confident. You have to be assertive. And so when you're looking to really move in your gifts and talents, sometimes you're just going to have to, speak up. You're going to have to be visible. And one of my favorites is that you're going to have to toot your own horn, because when you have that gift of knowing, when you have a talent for something, you might have a talent for really listening to people, but you just don't know, you might not even know that you have that, but you always have people coming to you and want to talk through something with you, and you don't even realize that that's because you have that gift of listening. And so that's why I say, we sit down and we figure those things out. What is it about you that makes you unique? What is it about you that makes you tick? And so that is how we do that. We just go over these things. We pull that out of you. You may not, think that, oh, I don't have the patience for listening. But every time you turn around, somebody's coming to you and want to discuss something with you, want to get your idea, your opinion on something. That means you have that gift of really listening to people, because if you didn't, they wouldn't come to you and want your opinion. They wouldn't come to you and want your thoughts or your ideas on something. They wouldn't come to you just to sit down and kind of get things off of their chest. So that's how you do that. That's how you hone in on your gifts and your talents. Sometimes, like I said, we don't know what we know as women. And so a lot of things get overlooked because they're there. But sometimes we just have to pull it out. We have to make sure that we really focus and hone in on it. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's awesome information. Truly. Hi, good evening, Gail. Love you. Thank you so much for joining, as well as to my mother in love. Thank you, Grammy. Yvonne had something she said here, and I'm going to read it. It says, a lot of people like myself look at all of Jafora and Dr. Madeline's accomplishments and shrink back, thinking we're not ready yet to even start a business. And so I'm going to have you, Dr. Lewis, too, just share your thoughts about what that looks like first, and then I'll come, behind you as well. So what would you say to Yvonne or someone who's thinking that?
Well, first of all, as women, we always have a tendency to want to shrink back because, as I mentioned earlier, we tend to doubt ourselves. Now, think about this for a second. Men don't do that. I'll give you an example. When there's a position that's posted, a man will look at that position and he may only have 60% of the requirements for that position, but he will still apply for it without even thinking about it. Hey, I don't have the rest of what's needed. But a woman will look at that same position, and unless she has 100% of the requirements, she will not apply. And it's not because she's not qualified, but it's because she doubts herself. Even though she knows she's fully qualified, she will not apply for that position unless she can check every box that's on there. And I remember I had someone to tell me one time in the workplace when I wanted to apply for a position, and I went to, this was a lady that I really admired. She was doing a lot of things that, I really wanted to do. And so I went to her and I told her, hey, this position is up. I'm thinking of applying for it. And her advice to me was, when you apply for that position, make it sound like you can walk on water. Now, here's what she was saying. She wasn't saying to me, when you write it up, I want you to lie about anything. That's not what she was saying. What she was saying was, you make sure that you put everything in there that you can think of that you have done, so that, because the purpose is to get you to that interview. And once you get to that interview, then you sell yourself. She said, because you want to get the job. once you get into the position, you can always learn what you need to learn, or you can always put people in place that know, what you don't know, or and that can help you to function in that position, or people that you network with that can help you function in that position. And so that's why I would say never ever shrink back from something or feel that you can't do it. If you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be in business and you have an idea for a business, then I would say go for it. Don't doubt yourself, because if that idea was planted in you, that means that you have it within you to put it forth and bring it out. Always tap into that potential. Don't ever doubt yourself and think that you can't do something, especially if you have not tried it. Don't ever say I can't and you haven't tried it. That would be my advice to her.
Yeah, that's awesome. Truly, don't doubt yourself. If you're saying you want to be confident, and if you feel like you're not confident, then you want to surround yourself around others who you can network with, who are possibly doing what it is that you're doing. Maybe not exactly the same thing, but kind of take the time and spend time with them to see, because we've all started somewhere, and so you have to definitely step out on faith and know that God has you, and everything that you have, he has given to you, and he will connect you with what it is that you need. And so I think just having that conversation, networking, definitely, as you said, don't feel like you need to shrink back and feel like you can't do it or you can't accomplish it. And with Yvonne, I mean, she's doing some amazing things herself, but I think it really, really goes back to just the confidence that you want in doing what it is that you're doing. And as you said, just go for it. Just step out there knowing that it's going to be okay. And one of the comments was overthinking. We can overthink and we'll be talked ourselves out of doing something. We're not going to do it because we thought about it. And you just sometimes just have to just jump out there and do it. So Yvonne, that's what I would share with you. Another thing is, don't look at anybody else and what they're doing. It's like, keep your eyes on your journey, because what God has for you is for you. And when you put in the work for yourself, things will come up good and you will be able to accomplish what it is that you are trying to do. Because personally, for me, I'm forever growing and evolving. I'm still trying and doing but I show up. And I just keep going and I just keep going and I just keep going. And it's not that I always just want to keep going. It's one, I'm determined to keep going. But two, it's just like, you know what? I have to keep going, because if I don't, then nothing's going to happen. And so I just keep moving forward and pressing forward. And I don't always want to show up. I don't always feel like doing it, but I just still do it anyway. So Yvonne, that's what I would share with you, is just be confident. You know that you can reach out to me as well. Dr. Madeline has a consultation. I think you all should, when I bring guests on the show, take the time to reach out to them, because that's part of networking too as well. That's a part of having a conversation with someone about some of the things that you may feel like you can't do, and they can help push you and talk to you, encourage you, inspire you to actually do that. And so there was a question that Yvonne had as well about listening, and she wanted to know, how would you make a business out of being a good listener?
How can you make a business out of being a good listener? Well, first of all, as a coach, that could be a part of it. Being, if you wanted to focus on listening, then you could coach someone through different things. Like even what I do as a career strategist, if someone comes to you and they have an issue with their, with their careers, and they just want to talk about it, asking you, what do you think? How do you feel about this? Or what do you think I should do about that? Well, that is a part of coaching someone. That is a part of encouraging someone. That is a part of inspiring someone. So listening to them, that is what you do. When you're listening to someone, that means that you're not always talking, or you're not the one that's, hey, telling them, well, I think you ought to do this and I think you ought to do that. Or if it was me, this is what I would do. But if you're listening to them, if a person, coming to you just because they need you to listen to them, then that's what you need to focus on. And what I mean by focus on it is hear what they're saying, so that when you do respond to them, you can respond not based on how you feel about it, but respond with what do you think would be the best course of action, maybe, and not telling them what to do, but just letting them know what the options are, because every person has to make their own choices about the different things that they do in their lives. But sometimes someone just needs someone to be a soundboard, because as I said again, as women, we tend to talk ourselves, and Jafora, you mentioned that too. We tend to talk ourselves out of stuff, or if we focus on it a little bit too much, then we get into the what ifs. As I said, what if I'm not good enough? What if I fail? What if so you don't want to, the person, if they're coming to you because they're not trying to get into those what ifs. They're trying to find a vehicle or a way to know, hey, I know that this is the right thing for me. I just need to talk it through with someone else. So how do you start a business like that? You start by perfecting that listening skill that you have. If you're a good listener, then start perfecting that. That's what you need to do to start a business doing it. And you're listening. So meaning that you're not always talking, you're not always are going to be telling them what to do. You're letting them figure it out because you're listening to what they're saying. So that's how you start that business with that.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. As coaching definitely brings that out. As a transformational coach, you're just listening, and you're listening, and then you kind of put it on the person, because after they've talked it out and you probably said a couple things, just strategizing with them will help them see some different things, or a light bulb, and eventually they have figured it out, really, for themselves. So I think truly being a good listener is a very, very good thing to have, and you can be, a coach in doing that. So you can have a coaching business and be a good listener. So that would be, as you said, one of my things too, as well as a coach. So let's see what we have here. Let's see. I think my sister joined in. Yes. Hi, Sissy. Hello. Love you. Thank you so much for joining and being a part. And Stephanie did say, talked about a faith as a mustard seed. And I definitely think that we need that in everything that it is that we are doing. And so, Dr. Madeline, with that, talk about your books. You have two books. The one is Finding Your Best Inside, How to Persevere and Become the Person You Are Meant to Be, and then Playing from the Blue Tea, Women in the Federal Government. So talk about that first book, Finding Your Best Inside.
Well, Finding Your Best Inside, I wrote that book, believe it or not, after my mom passed away. And I really needed to just kind of put something in place to help me to get through that. So with Finding Your Best Inside, what it's meant to do is to help you to discover the inner you and to release sort of your natural energy in such a way that your life will be changed, such a way that you will look at what it is you need to do to keep going, and what it is that you need to do to stay positive and not dwell on certain things. Like I knew that I couldn't stay in the grief stage, that I needed to move forward, but I also needed a way to come out of that. And so for me writing that book, it was helpful. It shows you how to lose those things that can stifle your journey, those things that will keep you stuck. And again, to help you to bring on board the positive attitudes and beliefs that can take you out of darkness, or that can take you away from just staying in the same place. Because we all know that grief can be a hard thing. Sometimes people get stuck in grief and they just they just never move forward because some people can't even get up in the morning because they're just so depressed. That grief has just caused so much depression. And I did not want that to happen to me. And I needed the release. And my mother was such a big influence in my life, was such a motivator, was a person who, whenever they say, who's the person that you admire, my mom is always that person that I admired that was in my life. And for me, she left way too soon. And so again, I needed some way to be able to release that grief I was feeling, to stay in the positive and to keep moving forward. And that's why I wrote the book. And it talks about, how anything is possible if you only believe in yourself, and that you don't stay stuck and on one thing, because there's always a reason why we all know there's a reason for everything, and there's a reason for that. And so you have to always find that reason. You also have to always look at that light at the end of the tunnel, and keep moving toward it. And so that's why I wrote that book, Finding Your Best Inside. For the other book, Playing from the Blue Tea, Women in the Federal Government, well, that book was actually intended to help those women, again, that aspired to be in senior executive level positions within the federal government. It was meant to help them to achieve their goals. And I did that book from research. I actually interviewed 20 women in and around the Washington, D.C. area, so that I could find out how they got into those executive level positions that they were in, how they stayed there, the obstacles they faced. And I used that information to put together that book so that I could kind of give women a sort of a roadmap to help them to get where they want to go, to maybe not fall into some of those or wind up in some of those pitfalls that they might wind up, to maneuver around those obstacles sometimes that they may face, and to just kind of help them to avoid things that would keep them from moving forward. And that's basically what that book was all about, is to make sure that if you want to get into an executive level position, there are certain things that you have to do. These women did it and they got there. Here's what they faced on the way getting there. And so this is what you might encounter, but this is how you can maneuver around some of those things. That's what that book was all about.
Oh, that's awesome. Love it. I love the book, the title definitely too as well, but your story and journey, talking about why you wrote the book, I can truly relate. My mom passed away in 2016. So I just thinking about it as you were talking, I know she would not want us to be sad and not being able to move forward and not to be able to do things and not to be able to continue in doing what God has called, for you to do. And I just think that is a dynamic book, both of those books. So if you have not yet put shared in the comments and share, please share. And maybe when you win something, if it's not something that you can use, that you can pay it forward and give it to someone else who actually can use the information. And then if you need something, you can reach out to Dr. Madeline and have a consultation with her about your direction and what it is you're trying to do, and about the book and just different things, because I believe that we are here to help others, and that our journey and things that we've gone through is to be able to help someone else, so that they won't have to go through what it is that you've gone through as well. So just love the titles of the book. And so if you haven't put shared in the comments, thank you so much, Phyllis, for sharing. So I want to do the last call for the sharing, so that we're going to do the Wheel of Names shortly. So share, and then put shared in the comments. If you would like to be a part of the drawing, you can still share and not be a part of the drawing. So in the Wheel of Names. So just want to share. And again, thank you all so much for joining and being a part. And so with that, before we do the Wheel of Names, Dr. Lewis, if you would just give us you have your upcoming book. So briefly tell us about that, The Seeds for Success. I saw where you're having your upcoming book. What is that book actually about, The Seed for Success? If you can kind of share, if you would like, about that, as well as give us some final thoughts that you would like to share with the audience and leave them with for tonight.
Okay. Seeds for Success is another book where I have done research by going to women. This time it's just women in different industries. Women, I have women in there sort of, for example, I have our county executive. She is in a book. I have a magazine editor in the book. And again, it's just to get their story, their journey, how they got there, and so that they could talk to women and again show them that nothing is impossible. Even though you may think that I could never be a county executive, I could never be a magazine editor, I could never do this, that, or the other. But yes, you can. If that is your skill, if you are a good writer, if you are, again, a good listener, I mean, these are things that are women who did it. And guess what? They're no different than you and I. And so if they could do it, we can do it too. And that, again, this book will show the journey of different women and how they got where they are, and just explaining their story, telling their story. And so to motivate women to keep moving forward and not ever think that nothing's impossible, because if you believe in yourself, that is the key, to always remember to believe in yourself. And so when you ask me to share my final thoughts, I would say to women to make sure to show up, to rise up, always be visible. Don't shrink back. Toot your own horn. Let your voice be heard. Be strategic in everything that you do. Don't doubt your talents or your abilities. And always, 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 ladies, build a support network as you progress forward, because women helping other women, that is the key. Never be a crab in the barrel pulling another woman down. You always want to build and help another woman and lift her up. So that would be my final thoughts, and that's what you will see in the upcoming book, Seeds for Success.
Oh, that's awesome. Love it. We have to definitely build each other up, and creating that networking system, I have found that has been so key. Having that network of sisters to really help you to really have that positive energy. It's so amazing to be around so many amazing positive women who are doing some amazing things, because iron sharpens iron. And
Yes.
it's just so helpful in this journey, and when you're trying to succeed and do different things. So you definitely said some amazing things, is that pull your sister up. Do not tear your sister down. And so if you are listening on tonight and you've heard all of the amazing things that Dr. Lewis has said, I definitely want to reiterate that she said about pulling your sister up. Don't tear your sister down. Be there for your sister. Love on your sister. Be that protector for your sister. Stand up for your sister. And always just receive and give. I just love, and I think that you just want to be a giver and not a taker, always in a place of just wanting to give, because the Bible says, give and it shall be given unto you. So know that if you're giving, it is going to come back to you. And so this has been such an amazing show, such an amazing time to talk to you. I'm Dr. Lewis, and thank you so much again for being a guest on the show tonight. Just so honored and excited to be connected and to know someone as amazing as yourself that has done some amazing things and continuing to do some amazing things. So again, thank you. So greatly appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you for having me again on your platform. And I hope that your viewers and listeners enjoyed the conversation, because I definitely enjoyed being here. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And so now we're going to get ready for our wheel of names, and let's see who our winners are for tonight. Oh, congratulations, Stephanie. Congratulations. So I have your information, Stephanie. And so I'll get that book over to you. It'll be Finding Your Best Inside, How to Persevere and Become the Person You Are Meant to Be. So excited, excited, excited. So let's see who the next winner is. Let's see. Oh, congratulations, Sadell. Congratulations. So Sadell, if you would inbox me your address so that I can order that book for you and get that book sent out to you. So congratulations to all of the winners. And thank you all so much again for sharing. Thank you so much, Phyllis. Greatly appreciate your support. And I am here every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So you're welcome. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Congratulations to the winners. You all have an amazing night, and God bless you.
Good night.
Jafora Fox, let's talk business, and let's turn it up a notch. It's our time to shine with Jafora Fox. It's all coming together. Just keep your eyes on God and tune in, and let's talk with Jafora Fox.